All right, you said you ready?
It's 24. We're on 24.
24.
24. Almost half of 50. Almost.
You're a mathematical...
I said almost. I didn't say it was. I said almost. I've got half of 48.
Where was I going with it? You're a mathematical genius.
I don't think that's what you were going to look for, but...
No, what's the word I'm looking for?
I have no idea.
Your mathematical prowess hasn't been superseded.
I know.
By anybody.
It's pretty impressive.
I'm going to call it Guinness.
It's above adequate.
Above adequate. Adequate plus 0.1.
Exactly. Just good enough. Okay.
All right, do that intro.
Yo, what up, Jackal and The Shark heads? Welcome to Jackal and The Shark, episode 24. I'm Jackal, joined by the Dark Lord of the studio, the Shark.
All right. See, now we're talking. See, earlier we were disagreeing about the topic because I was talking shit, but now it's all been redeemed. We're good. Podcast will continue.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
I don't have to toss you out of the studio forever. Yeah, the Dark Sith Lord of the studio.
Sorry, there's a fucking noise behind my chair there.
Yeah, knock it off.
I can't. I like to swivel.
Speaking of Dark Sith Lords, what do you want to talk about today there, Jackal?
I feel like today we should talk about something that's near and dear to both our hearts. I think we're going to talk a little Star Wars today.
Half of our listeners just groaned audibly.
Well, half of them get the fuck out of here.
Star Wars. I fucking hate Star Wars. Well, too bad. You know what? You know why you don't like Star Wars? Because you don't know about Star Wars. That's it. Otherwise, you're a Trekker or a Trekkie. Which means you're over 40, overweight, balding.
You're basically William Shatner looking motherfucker.
Yeah, but worse. I'm thinking more of do you ever watch the Red Letter Media guys?
Not really.
I've shown you them before, though, right?
I think so, yeah.
Like Mike Stoklasa and Rich Evans are the two biggest Star Trek nerds I've ever seen.
I've never been able to get into Star Trek.
You know how many seasons there are and how many different variations of Star Trek? They know the titles of the episodes.
Yeah, and you have like Voyager, Enterprise,
Deep Space Nine.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
There's a new one now.
Oh.
Discovery?
Again, like a new show or
new show. Apparently it's pretty bad. It's on the CBS All Access.
That must be pretty bad then.
Yeah, it's theirs. So CBS has their own streaming service, which reminds me, Disney is trying to pull that same shit.
They're going to. Like, I think it's this year, next year.
Well, why I was concerned about that, because usually I'm like, okay, fuck Disney, I don't give a shit. But Punisher, the Netflix series, the Punisher, Daredevil, I don't care about Iron Fist, I don't really care about Luke Cage or Jessica Jones that much. But the Punisher and Daredevil, if those get pulled from Netflix, I'll be very disappointed.
See, that's going to be really interesting because those are Netflix originals.
Oh, yeah.
But are they in
they're Marvel,
the Marvel universe?
Yes,
so
sir.
then it's like who owns what there?
That is a very good point.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, luckily, Punisher Season 2 is now available on Netflix, and I highly recommend it. Episode 1, he threw a bitch through a fucking bathroom stall, and then he stabbed a chick in the chest, and he punched her in the face. What more could you ask for?
I've never watched the series, but I always enjoy the movie.
Oh.
With John Travolta and... I don't know who plays the Punisher.
Shoot. What the hell is his name? Thomas Jane. Thomas Jane.
Yeah, that's a pretty good movie. Yeah.
Yeah, but Disney is really ruining everyone's lives lately.
Pretty much.
So, spoiler alert for Infinity War. Spoiler alert. Avengers Infinity War. All right, so Thanos snaps his fingers after he collects all of the gauntlet, all of the Infinity Stones, and half of the universe is wiped out completely.
Just they disappear. They float in dust and they just go away.
And then months later, they released the fucking Spider-Man trailer, where he just died in Infinity War allegedly.
Yeah.
So there's zero drama anymore. Everyone's like, oh, okay, well, Spider-Man's back. No one really cared. No one actually thought that these people were going to be dead forever.
No, we all knew they were going to come back, but like
How
at
are you
least
gonna make
keep
money?
keep it until the
Exactly.
end game comes out.
Yes.
But you're fucking stupid for. I saw that. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, because I finally watched Infinity War a few weeks ago,
right.
And so I knew that they all. I didn't know they died for a while, but now I do. And I'm like, yeah, like why would you fucking ruin any momentum you had?
Seriously. That's the drama that got me interested.
You know what would have been really stupid is if they would have released
die.
a Spider-Man movie before Endgame.
Well, I was curious of what the release dates were, because I mean they got to do Captain Marvel in there too.
Isn't Captain Marvel coming up, and then
And
Endgame
then
is
Endgame?
like fairly soon? April?
Oh, gosh. I don't know. I
March,
don't care.
April? I want to say March, actually.
Should I just look?
Look it up. But yeah, I want to say it's like super quick.
Well, in the meantime, would you say that Disney has done a good job or a bad job since they've had the rights to Star Wars?
A bad job. Like a very, very bad job.
Yep. Oh, I looked it up. It says here that you're absolutely right.
Okay.
Yeah. Statistically, you're absolutely right.
I'm 100% on point.
Here's why. Okay, you and I are pretty big Star Wars fans. I'll definitely hand you the title as bigger Star Wars fan.
Thank you. Thank you.
Are you at all interested in watching Episode 9?
No.
Like, are you even going? Oh, okay. You're not going to see it in theaters. That's obvious.
Probably not. Unless, like, somehow the preview just, like, blows my
you
fucking
away.
mind.
Right.
Like, oh, I have to see that. Like, yeah, otherwise I'm not going to go pay money to see.
All right, sorry.
I mean, I didn't even pay money to go see Solo. I didn't even pay money to, like, rent Solo. I waited until that shit was on Netflix last
That's right,
week, and I
it was.
watched it. Did you find it yet?
Yeah, okay, here we go. March 8th, Captain Marvel comes out,
Okay.
followed by Endgame, which is April 26th. And I'm not so sure about Spider-Man. Oh, here it is, July 5th. They're just going to rake it in this year.
Seriously.
That's 3 movies in 3 months.
I mean, Endgame alone is going to make more than any other movie this year, period.
Yeah, that is a very fair assessment.
Yeah.
Is episode 9 coming out this year?
I want to say it's Christmas this year.
Okay.
Yeah. They like to do those Christmas
Releases.
premieres. Yeah.
I'm almost excited just to have it over with. Just end the agony. Just kill us.
But I mean, here's where Disney went wrong, because they were like, oh, people just want Star Wars content, period.
Right.
Like, no, we want good Star Wars content. Like, we don't just want movie every year or every other year. We want, like, good fucking movies,
Well,
TV shows,
Here's what's
everything.
funny about that. Episode 8, The Last Jedi. At no point in that movie did a lightsaber touch another lightsaber. There were lightsaber battles against like those royal guards in Snoke's palace or whatever. But at no point was there a lightsaber duel,
That's very true.
which is like one of the mainstays of Star Wars, the whole entire franchise.
Yeah.
When you think of Star Wars, what do you think about?
Just lightsaber.
Lightsabers,
Duels.
the Millennium Falcon.
Yep.
Now, do you say
X-Wings.
Falcon or Falcon?
I say Millennium Falcon. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm a Falcon guy. What does Han Solo call it?
He calls it the Falcon. Wow. I just watched the movie. I don't remember what he called it. Like,
But yeah, you think of Chewie, you think of lightsabers, you think of the Millennium Falcon,
yep.
the Death Star, and that's about it. You don't think of stupid ass little droids. I don't. And if you're gonna think about droids, you think about
Maybe the R2.
R2D2,
Yep.
C3PO, maybe K2SO,
Yeah.
because he was
He
funny.
was good. And he wasn't a little bitch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was funny. He was in Rogue One.
Yeah.
Who I didn't like was the droid in Solo.
No, that was fucking stupid. Like, that was so stupid.
It was the most social justice pandering I've ever seen. It's just blatant in your face. Like, hey, droids have rights too, and it's like, okay, well, this is an allegory for women's rights and trans rights and, all lives matter, Black Lives Matter, all that shit.
Yeah.
Roped into one droid.
One stupid droid. At least she wasn't in it for long, She
was in it a lot.
I feel like first chance they got, they...
All right, where do you want to start? You want to go chronologically, or do you want to go release date?
We'll go chronologically. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
Okay, we'll go release date then.
There you go. Okay. Well, okay, because I wrote down some. Not write down.
Don't be a woman and say that, or ask me a question when you already have a way you want to go.
Well, I thought about it as I asked you, and I was like, wait, well, let's explain it. Because we got to understand the history of Star Wars and why it became a thing to even have a prequel.
Okay.
So back when Star Wars came out, what, 78?
73 was the first one, I think.
Are you out of your mind?
So I think it was... Wait,
I got to
sorry,
see
I'm
this.
just...
Hold on.
So I almost want to say 73, 76, 79 is the
77.
order. 77. Okay, so it was 77, 79, 81.
So,
I think it was every
Star
other
Wars,
year. Maybe.
New Hope, 77. Then we've got...
Empire.
On my list?
Empire.
Yeah, where the hell's Empire?
Did you point out the order?
No, I printed out box office numbers.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, here's why. Because Empire didn't do so well. Empire was 80, and then
83 was...
Jedi was 83.
Yeah,
Right.
so 3 years between each one. It's actually what they do normally, because I remember the prequels were 99, 02, 05.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
And now they do it every fucking other year.
Yeah. Now they can just churn them out like it's nothing. Back then, like, because the first movies were such a technological breakthrough as far as practical effects are concerned.
They were way ahead of their time. Yeah.
Very far ahead of their time. And I almost feel like that was a big draw towards it was, wow, look at this fantastic world that they've built.
Yeah.
And it wasn't, and it's not so much, well, okay, it was very character based because you got to know the characters and they were actually likable people.
Yeah.
With personalities. Are we getting too far ahead? Okay, sorry. Star Wars is a franchise. They list it as a space opera. I don't know about that.
I probably want to call it an opera.
I don't know what that means.
It's not a musical.
It's not really dramatic. It's not that dramatic either.
Yeah.
But the distinction is it is not science fiction. People make this distinction a lot because it is listed. It's science fantasy.
Yep.
Because lightsabers aren't a thing. Whereas Star Trek is science fiction because they try to maintain a scientific accuracy.
Yeah.
Whether that be through some new technology, but they do try to explain it via science. All right, so that's Star Wars. Takes place in a galaxy, what? far away?
Yep.
And is it a long time ago?
A long time ago.
Which is weird. That it was a long
how
time
long ago? That's very true. They were...
It seems so much further in the future.
Yep.
Where's Earth in this whole thing? Freaks me out, man.
I mean, imagine where that galaxy's at now if that was a long time ago there.
They've got lightsaber nunchucks.
Yep. They just got lightsaber cheese knives.
All right. So, the first movie comes out, kicks ass in the box office. Everybody loves it.
Yep.
Then they make a sequel. Pretty damn good.
The sequel might be the best film in the franchise.
You think so? And that is The Empire Strikes Back.
It's right there. It's probably the top, at least top 2 or 3 films in the franchise.
I'm going to say I definitely prefer it over A New Hope. Because A New Hope, you don't really get to know many people. You don't really know what's happening. You just get introduced to this world.
Yeah.
And you get to meet Luke, who I'm going to say is...
He's very pussy-ish.
Yeah, and he's just a dull character. He's just why do I care about this kid?
Mm-hmm.
But then you learn about his ties.
But Yeah, but then that's part of the almost one of the best things about the originals is that that's how he starts. Then you watch him grow into a full-fledged Jedi. Like, you watch that journey between 1, 2, and 3.
Exactly. Which, okay, so we'll say the prequels, or sorry, the
Originals.
Originals,
Yeah.
Okay. I'm like, what do we call it between
The originals.
if it's not a prequel?
The original trilogy.
The original trilogy, our main character is Luke Skywalker. And it follows his trials and tribulations in fighting against the Imperial...
The Empire.
The Empire. Is it an Imperial... It's not a Republic in any way.
No.
But they tried to pass it off as one.
It was the Republic. They turned it into the Empire.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay. And then so are we good on the originals then? We meet a character. He joins a rebel group to fight against the Empire, who is led by Darth Sidious and Darth Vader.
Yep.
Should we spoil the big spoil?
I think we should. I mean, everyone's seen it if you haven't.
Yeah, everyone knows already. It's one of the most famous lines ever.
Yep.
Turns out, Darth Vader is the father of Chewbacca. The whole time.
What?
You don't even know
I
this.
didn't even know that. Holy shit, my mind's
You didn't
blown.
catch that?
No, I had no idea.
I guess it's pretty nuanced. You have to read you have to watch the deleted
That's really
scenes and
deep.
stuff.
Like,
all right, so turns out Darth Vader is Anakin Skywalker, aka Luke's dad.
mm-hmm.
Luke's little daddy. And what's funny is, let's not. Okay, I'm skipping too far ahead. So now we're gonna go to the prequels.
Okay.
When episode 1 came out, I saw that shit twice in theaters.
That was like,
Oh,
I still remember that. Remember watching that movie in theaters, and it was like, this movie's awesome.
the coolest thing, because that was our Star Wars.
Yeah, 'cause I was like 10
Yeah.
when that one came out.
So we're just little guys
Yeah.
going to the theater. It's like, everything's so sparkly, everything's so shiny and bright in that movie. You get to know some characters. They're all very visually appealing.
Yeah.
Yeah. We get to meet certain important characters that I care about, such as Padme. We get to meet some other characters, such as the Dark Lord's apprentice, Darth Maul. And there's this huge argument online of why does everybody care about Darth Maul? You see him for like 20 minutes.
He has like 2 lines.
2 lines. And everyone's like, oh my God. Well, I don't know about everybody, but you and I.
Yeah.
I fucking love Darth Maul.
I do.
Just because he's cool, he's badass, and he takes on 2 Jedi.
Mm-hmm. And it was something we never seen before.
Right.
Like double-bladed lightsaber, know.
Well, and he looks badass. He looks like a demon incarnate.
Yeah.
And it's like, when I think of the dark side, I think of Darth Maul. I don't think of some old dude in a robe.
Yeah.
That's boring.
Yeah.
I want a fucking... What is he, a Mandark or something?
Something like that.
Marthrak?
I feel like I just read about it recently what he is, but I can't think of what it is.
Did you know the black markings on Darth Maul are tattoos?
I did. Mm-hmm.
I did not know that for a while. Darth Maul.
Yeah,
Alright, so tell me about what happens in episode 1.
So the Trade Federation droids decided to put a blockade on Naboo.
Well, it's funny because it's like, the Trade Federation. Who the fuck is the Trade Federation?
That's true, but...
All right, so the Trade Federation has set up a blockade on Naboo.
Yeah, trying to...
Why?
Because the Dark Lord, Darth Sidious, wants them to. He's behind this whole fucking thing. Yeah, so he's got a blockade set up, trying to get the Queen to sign some treaty. Which never... I don't know what the fuck the treaty is. They never explain that. Just... It's like, we want you to sign the treaty. You're like,
all I remember is, I will not sign your treaty.
Yeah, but, so...
Oh, is it Zabrak? Sorry.
Zabrak.
It was Zabrak. Yeah. Of course.
The Senate sends 2 Jedi, Qui-Gon Jinn, Obi-Wan Kenobi, to go negotiate. Doesn't work. They steal a ship. They go to Tatooine. Find Anakin Skywalker, a.k.a. Darth Vader. End up going back to Naboo.
Well, hold on.
Sorry.
So they meet Anakin, and they realize he's a pod racer. He's the only human who can
force
do
sensitive,
pod racing because he's force sensitive.
Which is very odd because I feel like any Jedi could probably pod race,
right?
If they have those reflexes, but
his midichlorian count was over what 50,000 or something.
Something like that, yeah. I think it is 50,000. Yeah.
Well, we'll say it's 50,000.
Yeah.
Now okay. So there's the Force.
Yeah.
Which is very important to the Star Wars franchise. We'll get back to finishing what Episode 1 is about. But why they think Anakin is important is because they test his blood and he has a high midichlorian count.
And they are symbionts that are living together for mutual advantages.
Yeah. Now, does having a high midichlorian count make you force sensitive?
I think so.
Does it make
I think
you
everyone
more
has
force sensitive?
midichlorians, but you have to have so many before you become force sensitive.
Okay, see that this whole time I thought like I don't have any midichlorians because I'm not so I can't be force sensitive. And the Force is the energy that binds all of us together. And you can either use it for good or bad, or hey, guess what? There should be a balance.
The gray.
Now continue on episode uno.
Yeah, so they meet Anakin, discover he's force sensitive, so they decided to. We gotta go about pod racing real quick.
Okay.
That's one of the best scenes in the whole.
Seriously.
Yeah. It was awesome.
And then Quadranaros, his ship explodes. And there's a Bantha, or what are they called? Bantha Raiders?
Tusken Raiders.
Tusken Raiders. Camped
out on the Canyon Dune turf. I could quote most of the movie.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, so Anakin's actually a slave, but they make a bet that he's not going to win the race. He wins the race, so they take him with them to Coruscant. Senate's not going to do anything about their blockade situation, so they decide they're going to go back to Naboo. That's where they decide to fight. Yeah. Badass lightsaber battle. Greatest score ever.
Truth. Duel of the Fates. John Williams.
Yep.
John Williams is the composer. He made Star Wars what it is.
Pretty much.
Don't forget it.
Yeah.
All right.
Obviously, they end up winning,
Yeah, well, kind of.
Qui-Gon dies.
Qui-Gon dies.
I always liked Qui-Gon, though.
I wish Qui-Gon survived and Obi-Wan died. Because I don't
that
care
would have
about
just
Obi-Wan.
altered the whole fucking universe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So at the end, do they tell Obi-Wan that he can train Anakin?
Yeah, they agree to it.
They did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because he's in the little room with Yoda and everything, and he's like, I don't agree with it, but the council agrees with it.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Because they sense a lot of fear.
Yeah.
Fear leads to the dark side.
Episode 1's still one of my favorites, if not my favorite, just for the nostalgia factor.
Well, and Jar Jar Binks.
No.
Your favorite character.
We're done here.
The actor who played Jar Jar Binks
was black.
That's very important. He became suicidal. He nearly killed himself.
Because he played Jar Jar Binks?
I think that's exactly why. No, I'm not kidding. It's because he was ridiculed endlessly for it. Because Jar Jar Binks is the most hated character in all of Star Wars history.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And I totally agree with that as well because Star Wars was never a comedy. It's not so much a family-friendly endeavor.
But you kind of got to think it's always, maybe this was a prequel, or sorry, the originals, but everything since then has been geared towards the younger audience,
then,
like kids,
exactly.
Younger audience.
Which I wrote some notes about. And
While we're on the topic of Jar Jar, though,
hit it.
If I have to listen to one more fucking fan theory that he's some sort of Sith Lord, I'm going to fucking kill myself.
It would
Nothing nowhere suggests that he is a Sith Lord. They're grabbing at straws. Oh, he moves his hands a lot when he talks. That means just go fuck yourself.
Did you see him jump into that lake before they went on Naboo?
Yeah.
Down to the, what are they called? What's the city
Gungans.
called? The Gungan city?
Yeah.
Yeah. Figure that one out there, smart guy. What, you think Gungans can just jump 20 feet in the air?
They're very aquatic animals.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, they're not.
They're like frogs.
They're not Sith Lords.
Well, let me. Here's my theory on why everything is geared towards children now. And this is why BB-8 exists. Okay?
Is it to make money?
Yeah. So even though Star Wars is the second highest grossing franchise of all time, as far as movie ticket sales are concerned, it is the first highest grossing merchandising franchise ever.
Yeah.
When Star Wars came out, A New Hope, George Lucas took a $500,000 pay cut and instead took 100% of the merchandising rights. Today, he is worth over $5.4 billion.
Yeah, but
But that's because he also sold
he sold
the rights
for $4 billion, which is he looks very smart there. He's like, I'm gonna retire, $4 billion. This is just my.
What's even
he only
smarter?
said, he was like, you know what? I don't see it as Disney owns my company. I say I own part of Disney.
Well, let me tell you why that's true. He took half in cash and half in Disney stock, which at this point is the smartest shit you can do.
Yeah.
Because when all those Marvel movies come out, he's gonna rake it in.
Yep. Wish he would have been a little more vocal in the making of the new movies.
Well, everyone blames him for how bad the prequels were, because everyone hates the prequels.
I don't hate
apparently.
the prequels as much as most people, though. I feel like there's stupid parts and all that, but overall, the story is pretty good.
Well, tell me about episode 2.
Episode 2.
What's that one called? Oh, so the first one was episode 1, The Phantom Menace.
Yeah,
Who is the Phantom Menace?
I want to say Darth Sidious is the Phantom Menace.
Yes, okay. So the second one is...
Episode 2 is Attack of the Clones.
Attack of the Clones.
Padme, who was queen, the first one's now a senator. There's a big vote on whether or not to create a galactic army, a republic army.
Right.
Yeah. People don't want that, so they're trying to kill her. There's separatists because they're trying to stop this. So Anakin and Obi-Wan end up being her bodyguards.
Luckily for Anakin.
Yeah, very
falls
lucky.
in love with her.
Because he's already in love with her. He's in love with her in the first fucking movie when he's 10.
Yeah.
It's a little awkward, but... yeah, so... Eventually, Anakin goes with Padme back to Naboo to protect her. Obi-Wan goes to investigate some shit. Discovers that a Jedi Master from years ago, Jedi Master Sifo Dyas, had paid the Kaminoans to build a clone army or grow a clone army.
A clone army
for the Republic.
Now, may I ask who do they clone?
They clone the bounty hunter Jango Fett, who
kept a clone of his own.
Yeah, but there was no growth acceleration, just a regular clone to bring up. Yeah,
and that turns out to be Boba Fett.
Yep,
who was also in the movie in the original movies for 20 minutes, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, Boba Fett's so important."
Yeah, I'm like, why does everyone want a Boba Fett movie? I've never once given a shit about Boba Fett.
It's just because it's oh, it's cool to like Boba Fett now.
Got a cool helmet. Yeah, give him a movie. No.
Well, okay. You know what? Jango Fett is fucking badass compared
Jango Fett's
to
more
Boba
in the
Fett.
movies than Boba Fett is.
Yeah, I'd much rather
in
watch
his
Jango
one
Fett
movie. He's in more than Boba Fett is in 2.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So there is a clone army.
Yeah.
And then the Separatists joined together.
Yeah.
With their droid army.
Yeah, with the Trade Federation, they're part of the Separatist movement, and they're all being led by Count Dooku.
That's right.
Who's the new apprentice to Darth Sidious.
Right.
Yeah. They end up
played by Christopher Lee, who's also Saruman.
He's also dead.
He was also in a death metal band.
Was he?
Yeah, before he died. It was recent. Or a black metal band.
Interesting. Yeah. Anakin goes back to Tatooine, finds out his mom's dead, basically.
Yeah, she
almost
was
dead.
held and tortured by
The
a bunch
Tusken Raiders.
of Tusken Raiders. The Sand People.
Yeah. So he kills them all.
Including...
Oh, and the women and the children.
That's very important. I think that's very important.
Yeah.
Because when he saw his mom die, at least he got to say goodbye to her.
Mm-hmm.
But out of pure rage and hatred, he killed everybody there, including the women and children.
Yep. Yeah, they all end up on Geonosis then, though. Jedi come to try to save him. They get outnumbered. Then Yoda shows up with the clone army. Saves the day. Saves the day. It's the first movie where you get to see Yoda do some lightsaber.
That's right. And it's very CG heavy.
You kind of gotta be, but
very ridiculous looking.
But still, it was pretty cool to see him finally break out that lightsaber.
Well, especially when you're like 13 years old and you're like, oh, fuck, here comes Yoda. Oh, fuck. Better run, Dooku. You better run,
I've never
Daddy.
been a huge fan of, yeah.
What?
I've never been a huge fan of episode 2.
I'm a fan of one part. Padme's in this white getup, and like
So
she gets
basically
her
from,
stomach cut.
Basically, the last like half hour or hour of the movie you're a fan of.
So they're in the Coliseum doing that weird battle against those monsters, and she gets cut, so she has to like tear off the bottom part of her shirt.
Yeah.
I was like, "What's up, baby?" Yeah.
And it's just so long, and I feel like it's one of the more awkward, like, of all the movies.
That's the movie where Anakin and Padme go on their own little, like, she's in hiding.
Yeah.
And they're like hanging out, and it's very awkward. It's very tense, it seems.
Not in a good way. They're like, it's not. Yeah, it's just awkward. Like there's absolutely no sexual tension at all.
Yeah, there's no chemistry either.
Exactly. And I think that's the biggest issue is that it just like feels so weird because there's no chemistry.
Oh, and then she's wearing that black thing at dinner. All right. Tell me about Camino. I'll tell you about what Padme is wearing.
I'm going to tell you about Camino.
All right. So, does that conclude episode 2?
I think so. Yeah.
Dooku gets away.
Yeah.
Yes.
Starts the war, because this is all part of the plan.
Right. And then, Revenge of the Sith.
Mm-hmm.
Episode 3.
Which is probably one of my favorites, too. It's one of the darkest movie in the whole franchise.
When that movie opens, it's a big battle scene.
Yep.
And I was like, that's Star Wars. Because everyone was bitching. Well,
fun fact real quick. Every Star Wars movie made it opens in space.
Besides...
I'm not talking about the credits. I'm talking about the actual first scene.
Oh, okay.
Like, it opens in space.
I always get this weird, like, nostalgic feeling when I hear that. So, like, the opening crawl finishes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then it goes to, like, the...
Mm-hmm.
Right to the movie. I always get this weird... I'm just thinking about it, I'm kind of anxious.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but everyone's... Well, not everyone. I can't keep saying everyone. A large complaint about the prequel movies is how much, like, political BS there is. And we're talking, like, people in offices talking, people at, like, the Senate talking. And it's like, well, if you think about when you think about war in reality, half of it is fucking people in rooms talking to each other.
I don't have an issue with that because I think it ties into the whole story.
Right. I don't have a problem with it either, but everyone's like, well, I want to watch more lightsaber duels. And they eat their Cheetos. All right, episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, opens...
Oh, I forgot to tell everybody that Padme and Anakin got married at the end of episode 2.
They did.
Yeah.
They did. And Dooku cut off Anakin's hand.
Yeah.
Ah, why'd you cut off my hand? Now he looks just like Daddy. Daddy got his hand cut. Oh, no, like Luke.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because Daddy got it a little worse.
He cut Luke's hand off.
Which we'll talk about. All right, episode 3 opens. Anakin and Obi-Wan are in a crazy space battle in spaceships.
Above Coruscant.
They infiltrate a large ship, General Grievous's ship.
Command ship, yeah.
Who is a cyborg?
He's like a part cyborg, part something else. I don't know.
Yeah,
exactly.
so he's got like organs, but he's got so many robotic features. To keep him
like his
alive.
arms like break apart, turning from 2 arms to like 4. And
And
he
I
uses 4
feel like-
lightsabers. That's later in the movie, but still, that's pretty cool.
So the allegedly they're holding Senator Palpatine
Yeah.
hostage, Dooku. They save him, and he talks Anakin into executing Dooku,
Yeah.
which is very un-Jedi-like.
Yeah. You're not supposed to kill unarmed prisoners. They're supposed to
Yeah.
stand trial.
Yeah.
But he does it anyway.
Does it anyways. So throughout the movie, well, then there's the big battle with Grievous,
Yep.
which he could have just smoked them. He had because he collects lightsabers, right?
Mhm. So he has like 4 or
Yeah.
something like that.
Well, because he had him in. Okay, so he at one point he captures Anakin and Obi-Wan
Mm-hmm.
and Palpatine, right?
No.
No, just those
Wait.
two.
No, it was all 3. Yeah, you're right.
All right, but he captures them, and he could have just killed them right then and there. They walked right into a trap, and he could have just killed them, but that wouldn't make the movie interesting. All right. So they fight Grievous. He escapes on an escape pod. Dooku's dead. They take Palpatine. They save him. They land the ship on Coruscant.
Yeah.
It was a rough landing.
It's not the smoothest.
Then there's some more political bullshit. You get to see Anakin and Padme. Does she reveal that she's
They're having a
pregnant?
baby, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
She reveals she's pregnant. She has some worries. Anakin starts dreaming that she's
Having
going to die
visions, yeah.
during childbirth. Palpatine gets closer to him. Oh, no. So the Jedi Council tells Anakin to keep an eye on Palpatine.
Yeah.
And in the process, Palpatine, who is actually the Phantom Menace, Darth Sidious, kind of brings Anakin under his wing.
He's always been under his wing a little bit, and now
Yeah.
he's seen an opportunity to really get in there.
So once they find out Palpatine's up to no good, they go to execute him.
Yep.
Palpatine reveals his true power,
Mm-hmm.
kicks a bunch of Jedi's asses,
Including
including
Samuel
Mace
L.
Windu. Throws him
Samuel
out the
Jackson.
window. Mace Windu. He dies. Mace Windu. Palpatine becomes disfigured.
Yeah, because he's using force lightning, and Mace Windu's blocking it back in his face, and that's how he became all emperor looking.
Looks all evil.
all burnt,
Wrinkly.
and shit.
Anakin starts to... Oh, he switches sides because Palpatine reveals that you can use the power of the dark side to save people.
Mm-hmm.
And he tells the story about
Darth Plagueis,
Darth Plagueis.
the wise.
It's a story most would not tell you.
Most Jedi would not tell you.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Turns out Sidious, a.k.a. Palpatine, murdered his mentor. Why? Why?
Well, apparently, once he started to get into power,
Yeah.
because Plagueis was still alive,
Oh, I didn't know.
and once he
this.
kind of got into power, he was like, "Well, this guy's just a nuisance now, so I'm just gonna axe him."
All right.
Yeah.
Well, he
Plus,
killed
it's what
his
happens in the Sith culture.
mentor. Oh.
Is eventually you challenge your master for superiority.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You know what I would do if I was a Sith Lord? I wouldn't even bring on an apprentice.
But there's the rule of 2.
Psst. I'd be like, okay, you can. There'd be rule of 2, but you got to go hang out on fucking Naboo. I'm gonna be over here.
Yeah, don't come near me.
Yeah, you stay over there. If you come off that,
This is
planet,
your half the
then-
galaxy. This is my half the galaxy. We never meet in the middle.
And the rule of 2 is fulfilled.
Well, earlier on in Sith lore, Sith history, it's not really lore. They had an academy for anybody
A
who was
Sith academy?
yeah, for
Okay.
who anybody was force sensitive, dark side. So they trained Sith lords left and right. But there was a lot of infighting, just people wanted to, want the power.
Right.
So I forget exactly which Sith Lord it was, but he instituted the rule of 2. That they can only be
it's a rule.
yeah.
An actual rule.
That's why they can only be a master and an apprentice at the same time.
Who governs that? Hey, what are you, the third Sith? No, that can't happen. We're part of the Sith Council. Maybe there's a Sith Council. Who knows?
No, it's a rule of 2. Like, there's only ever 2.
I'm going to bring on 4 apprentices.
That's 4 times greater odds that you're going to get killed.
Oh, yeah. But I'll be the most powerful. I'll teach them wrong. I'll be like, yeah, here's how you use your force lightning, and it actually shocks them. Like, yeah, you try that shit on me, I'm going to smoke you. All right, so eventually, Anakin goes real dark, starts killing younglings.
Mm-hmm. He goes over to the Jedi Temple.
Sidious executes Order 66, which is to kill all the remaining Jedi.
But the clones are. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he orders the clones.
Which is kind of... I
runs that shit.
Thought it's a new way of looking at it when you think that, like, Obi-Wan goes and gets this army, and this army's bred for one thing, and that's to eventually betray the Jedi.
I mean, not intentionally, but
well, yeah,
where
but
it leads
like, yeah,
to, right.
that's the one purpose of this army, though. Like, they're not meant to save the Republic. They're not meant for anything other than to eventually turn on and betray, the Jedi and the Republic.
So it's Obi-Wan's fault.
No, I'm just saying.
He should have just kept to his own business. You know why? It was because that dart.
That goddamn dart.
That fucking dart, man. That's why.
Saber dart.
You know too much shit. You know, like too much of the little facts.
I pride myself on those little facts.
When I think of Camino, I just think about those long neck people. That's it. I don't know what it's called. All right. Okay, so episode 3, Padme gives birth to twins, Luke and Leia.
Well, after she goes and finds him on Mustafar.
Oh, that's
after he kills all the separatists.
Yeah. So, do you think that she died because Anakin strangled her?
No.
No? You think she was destined to die anyways?
Yeah, I think she died of a broken heart.
Well, she's like, Anakin, you're breaking my heart.
She just lost the will to live, which is kind of stupid. You just had 2 kids. Yeah, it's not enough to give you the will to live. You fucking selfish bitch.
Hey, you don't ever talk like that to Padme.
But yeah. Get the greatest lightsaber battle in Star Wars history, though.
Was there a double-sided lightsaber? Then it's not the greatest lightsaber.
It's pretty
duel in history.
Also, only movie or only time that you get the 2 people with the same color lightsaber fighting each other.
Oh, really? What, are they both blue?
Yep.
Okay. So Anakin and Obi-Wan fight on Mustafar, which is like this lava planet. And eventually Obi-Wan gets the high ground.
Yeah, it's over. I have the high ground.
Anakin tries to take him down.
You underestimate my power.
Obi-Wan cuts off, a hand and 2 legs?
Basically almost a full arm and 2 full legs,
And leaves him to die.
Yeah.
He
falls down the hill,
Mustafar.
So yeah, the lava ends up burning him.
Then I almost said Grievous. Sidious comes, saves Anakin, puts him in this suit.
Pod. Yeah, and then in the suit.
And the suit is really what keeps him alive. It keeps his
life support. Yep.
Yeah. So that's Darth Vader then. Once he wears that suit, he says, "You have now earned."
Oh, that's one of the best scenes ever. Is when
Vader.
The helmet comes down, is like a second of silence, and then you just hear.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Like you hear the Darth Vader breathe. And you're like, damn. Another fun fact, you know that the guy who was originally in the Darth Vader suit was super tall.
Yeah.
So when Hayden Christensen had to get in the Darth Vader suit the first time, it was built up in the boots, so he would be taller. Yeah.
And then they ruin episode 3 when they tell him that Padme died anyways due to his, I don't know.
Him choking her.
Yeah, he's reckless.
Yeah.
And then he does his his cringy, let me try it. No! And then the room shakes. Everyone laughs in the crowd. Yoda and Obi-Wan escape the Order 66. Yoda runs away to Dagobah. Obi-Wan takes off to Tatooine.
Luke.
And then it takes Luke and gives him to his aunt and uncle.
Yep.
Leia grows up with her adopted father,
Senator Organa.
Yep. Thank you. Oh yeah, duh. Leia Organa. Duh. All right. We are 45 minutes in. Do you want to talk about the new movies?
Probably. We should stop doing rundowns of the movie too. Like,
oh, okay.
that's taking us some time.
Oh, well, now we can because the new movies are complete fucking garbage. They're not even worth running down.
I didn't mind Force Awakens. I still enjoyed that one
because we got a new life brought into the Star Wars franchise.
Never thought we'd see another Star Wars movie again, and then
we got introduced to Kylo Ren.
Yeah,
who is not even arguably, obviously, the best character of the new trilogy. We'll call them the sequels.
I don't mind Poe either.
Fuck Poe. He's like, oh, I'm the new Han Solo.
Yeah.
But
a lot of people hate on Kylo Ren though.
I fucking love Kylo Ren.
I think it's because they thought he was gonna be like a Darth Vader motherfucker, you know, like super badass. But like that's not. He's supposed to be super insecure.
Yeah, he's just an
conflicted, and I think
person.
If you look at it that way, it's a much better performance and I like Adam Driver too.
Yeah, I didn't know who he was before that, but I'm like, hey, this guy's pretty cool.
But yeah, I still enjoyed The Force Awakens.
Here's why I didn't enjoy The Force Awakens. Rey, a nobody girl on some planet. Are you familiar with the term Mary Sue?
I have heard it a lot today.
All right. Of all the Mary Sues that ever Mary Sued, she's the most Mary Sued ever.
The Mary Sueiest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Mary Sueist.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's one thing that does bug me. It's like, just this girl, no idea what's going on, no idea Force even exists. And then 2 days later, she's Well,
hold on. So she escapes the planet because she's a fucking excellent pilot. She's a excellent mechanic.
Mm-hmm.
She knows all the inner workings of the fucking Millennium Falcon. She eventually gets a lightsaber. She automatically knows how to use that shit.
Right.
Then she learns how to use the Force.
Like all in like 2 days. Yeah.
Did you see Luke? Did you see Luke struggle to pull that X-Wing out of the swamp on Dagobah?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that was rough. And he had to go through these trials and there's a montage. He's fighting Rocky and shit.
Yeah.
Rey is like, oh, I can already do Force mind tricks and talk guards into letting her go.
Yeah.
And then
she fucking beats Kylo Ren.
And then she beats Kylo
is he might be one of the most powerful people ever. He in the start of the movie when he stops that bolt.
He stops
and then he turns away and he's having a conversation.
While that bolt is standing there in mid-air.
But he can get bested by a girl who just picked up a lightsaber for the first time.
Here's the argument. Apparently Kylo Ren was injured.
That doesn't make any...
No. Does that mean that he can't just force throw that bitch off a cliff? Yeah. Force throw that bitch off the cliff, Kylo Ren. And that's what we run Force Awakens. However, we got to see a fucking Sith dude block a blaster bolt in midair and turn away. And then at the very end, once he leaves on the ship, then he lets it go.
Yep.
Oh. All right. Did anybody important die in that movie?
Oh, yeah. Someone did.
Do you want to spoil that?
Sure. Do you want to do the sound?
No, you do it.
I'm not going to do the sound.
I'll do it. Spoiler alert. Star Wars Episode 7. What's it called?
Force Awakens.
The Force Awakens. Hit it.
Yeah, Han Solo dies.
Whoa, why?
Because... we forgot to tell everybody that
the other spoiler?
Yeah, that Kylo Ren is Ben Solo, Han Solo's son.
Han and Leia's
son. And he kills him.
And he kills him because he was
lightsaber through the chest.
He was conflicted whether or not to turn to the dark side fully or if he was still a good guy.
Mm-hmm.
And in doing so, it helped him solidify his position as a dark side motherfucker.
Did it though?
No, it did not.
It didn't work. He still feels as conflicted as he did before.
It's probably because he felt guilty.
Yeah.
So he's like, you know what? I need to go kill mommy now.
But he doesn't do that either.
And then we get to episode 8.
Do you want to talk about the travesty that was episode 8?
I'd rather not, but we might as well finish this up.
Definitely, it might have been the one that killed the.
Oh no,
killed the
not might
franchise.
have been.
No,
It is.
it killed the franchise.
Episode 8, hands down. Ryan Johnson. What
Fuck
was your
Ryan
note?
Fuck Ryan Johnson. That guy's an idiot.
Ruined.
Did you know that J.J. Abrams, he wrote like drafts for 8 and 9?
And he just disregarded
Because
it.
he's like, I created all these characters.
Yes.
And he cut out a plan, 8 and
Yes.
9. And then Ryan Johnson came in and was like, didn't use a single thing.
What an
Went
asshole.
off on, I'm like, that's why these movies are so bad now, is because there's no plan, there's no thought ahead. He's like, oh, that seems cool, I'm going to do that.
He's like,
Yeah,
hey guys,
that's good. That's a good idea.
I'm a Star Wars maverick. I don't need to know what's tried and true. I'm going to ruin this franchise.
Seriously. There's no fucking plan.
What a fuckhead. Yeah. All right. So episode 8. All right. Sorry. So in episode 7, we're introduced to the new Sith Lord.
Yeah.
Snoke. Episode 8. The whole thing spoilers. Okay. So episode 8, Snoke gets killed.
Yeah. There's no
In a very
talk about
non-dramatic
his
way.
backstory, where he came from, how he met Kylo Ren. Like, and the funniest thing is, like, when he's like sitting there talking about how, because like he thinks that Kylo Ren's gonna kill Rey,
Right.
and he's sitting there talking, oh, he's gonna do what he's supposed to do, and I can feel that he's gonna kill. This guy's fucking powerful as shit, and you can't feel like
A
what the
lightsaber
other
next
guy's
to you?
like thinking right now.
Seriously. You don't get like a bad
He
feeling.
has no idea that he's like, oh, I can read your mind. Oh, you kill me. No.
That reminds me. Remember episode 1? Darth Maul's standing there. He's got Obi-Wan hanging down in that shaft.
Yeah.
And when he realizes that Obi-Wan's going to get him, you see his face change. And he's like,
he's like, oh shit.
surprised. Like, oh, fuck. And this is seconds before it even happens. You would think Snoke, who is the new fucking master, could feel a lightsaber next to him moving, by the way,
Mm-hmm.
and then know that some shit's about to go down.
Yep.
So they kill Snoke off like it's nothing. We don't see him do anything. Snoke comes and goes, completely unimportant to the story.
This just happened a lot. We could do something to Rey's backstory. Oh, who is she? Where did she learn to be? How is she so force sensitive? You know.
Oh, guess what? She's nobody.
She's
a rando.
junk trader's kid.
Yeah.
I'm like, you could have gone so many ways with that.
I'm glad she's not related to anybody, because that was like a problem.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
What if
everyone's
they
a
like come back
Skywalker.
in the third one and like, oh, just kidding, she's actually related
Yeah.
to these people.
Right.
Which,
If they do like some kind of distant relation to somebody in like the early episodes, that's different.
yeah,
Like, what if she's like Darth Sidious's
granddaughter.
granddaughter?
I've heard that.
or
I've
something,
heard that.
That'd be cool.
That theory. Heard obviously she's a Kenobi, she's a Solo, she's a Skywalker. There's a lot of fucking theories. I heard a theory that she might be Kira's daughter from Solo,
Oh, that would be.
but there's really not a lot of
interesting.
evidence to hold that one together.
Huh. Maybe Han had another kid.
Because that would have meant that he would have had to have an affair with, Kira while he was married to Leia.
Well, I mean, let's go ahead and say that. Who's the actress that plays Kira?
Is it Emilia Clarke?
Emilia Clarke.
Yeah.
She is definitely much more attractive than Fisher.
Carrie Fisher.
Carrie Fisher on her best day. Yep. So I mean, can you really blame him?
I don't think she looked like that, later on in life.
Yeah. All right. So episode 8 happens. Oh, the coolest part. Kylo says, "Hey, Rey, why don't we join up and say fuck all this business, and we take over and we make everything good?"
Yeah.
And she's like, "Well, I don't know." And he's like, "All right, fuck you then."
Yeah, I'm gonna do it myself. Yeah.
And then Luke dies.
That might be the thing that pisses me off the most. Is just the whole Luke character in that movie. That he's made out to be such like an old grumpy hermit.
Yeah. He doesn't care about anything.
No, he's like, oh. And he's like, how'd you find me? I came here to die. So you left a map
So where the fuck
where you were
went?
going to go die.
Right.
I'm like,
Yeah. and then he milks an animal.
Yep. Drink the green slime milk.
Fucking retarded. And then they go to this dipshit casino planet.
Canto bite.
They're making some ASPCA fucking pandering.
I was watching a video earlier and it's like, why the fuck do you land your goddamn ship on the beach where everybody can see you? Like, I know you're in a hurry, but also you landed like 2 miles away from where you needed to be.
I mean, there's got to be parking lots. There's got to be flying spaceship valet. But that's what ruins their whole time there.
Yeah.
Because of that. All right, what else do we hate about episode 8?
I hate that, in like Return of the Jedi, Luke's like, he believes in like Darth Vader. Like he's like, I can feel the conflict. Like, I can feel that you're like good.
Yep.
But with his nephew in this one, he's like, fuck you, kid. Like, I don't feel any good. Like, even though you're clearly conflicted and there's some good in you, I don't feel it. Go fuck yourself.
Go fuck yourself.
So I'm like, he was always like a character full of hope. And then he like just
gives up.
Yeah. He also created the whole thing. His thing was he looked in his mind and saw, the evil in Ben Solo and all that.
Yeah.
Like, well, you created it. You tried to kill him.
Around, bud.
The whole movie was awful. It's a piece of shit. It destroyed the Star Wars universe.
So bad. God. I can't pick one part that I enjoyed. Besides, like, the cool red dudes in Snoke's palace thing.
Yeah.
Throne room.
Here's another thing they brought up. They're like, when the fuck did, like, all the fuel become an issue? Never in any other movie was fuel an issue for jumping to hyperspace.
Oh,
you're sitting there. We have enough fuel for one jump. Since when?
Yeah. That whole fucking fiasco with the hyperspace stuff.
And then like when she runs a ship like through snow ship on, they're like, why did no one else think of this before now that you could just run like go through hyperspace and just run through ships?
Why weren't they fucking putting hyperspace like engines on like missiles and stuff?
Yeah.
Just shoot that shit. You don't have to use a whole plane.
You're done.
Or whole ship.
Okay, you're good.
Throw them on X-Wings. They're expendable. You don't have to use your big-ass ship. Put them on X-Wings and just throw them at people in hyperspace.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Hole on top of hole on top of hole.
How did any of the producers, they're like, oh, okay, yeah, that's a good idea.
Like, we're going to make money no matter what. So.
Because they went about the fucking BB-8
and then
Lego series.
That's the one, they say that's the most successful... That's most successful merchandise or Star Wars merchandise is all the Legos.
Did you know that Star Wars was the first franchise that Lego, or the first intellectual property that Lego paid for?
Smart by them.
Pretty smart.
Yeah.
All right.
Solo.
Oh yeah, and then Solo. Oh, we skipped Rogue One too.
I enjoy Rogue One.
Rogue One was cool.
I think it helped. It was almost nice to see like an original script.
Yeah.
Original, like totally new characters.
That one was easy because it had such a short gap to fill.
Yeah.
So that took place between episode... Sure, where am I? Oh, between episodes...
3 and 4.
Really?
Yeah.
Am I
Revenge of the Sith, A New Hope. So it's probably it's probably like 18 years after Revenge of the Sith.
Okay.
Then it picks up right at A New Hope.
Yeah. That movie was pretty good. We already knew what was going to happen.
Yeah.
But it was a Star Wars story. And then we got Solo, which I enjoyed for its aesthetics because it felt like a Star Wars movie.
Scenes that were good. I enjoyed the scene on the train where they were like that was a good one.
Yeah.
But overall, the whole thing fucking sucked.
Well, the guy playing Han Solo wasn't very Solo-esque.
He wasn't smug enough.
I don't know. I don't know how you do that, though. I don't know how you recreate Han Solo, like, accurately.
Well, he did not do it, so we don't.
Yeah. But yeah, Solo was boring. It involves...
I like Woody Harrelson, though. I've always liked him.
Yeah, he's good.
And then, like, Donald Glover was by far the bright spot of that movie.
His Lando impression was spot on. Oh, yeah. Okay. So we learned where the Millennium Falcon came from.
It looked really nice, all like clean and new though. Like
I didn't really look at it. I don't care much about it. I just know it exists.
it's always been my favorite ship.
It's rough for me to root for the Millennium Falcon because it was part of the rebellion, and I was always an Empire kind of guy.
Can we talk about that real quick? How apparently Han Solo was like part of the Empire, started the rebellion, and yet has no memory or recollection of any of this in the later movies.
Mention any of it.
So I used to fly ships for the Empire.
Oh yeah, I used to kill rebels.
Yep.
Oh, never mind. And then he joins the rebellion. Doesn't mention that to anybody. And he was actually there, according to the movie Solo. He was there at the seeds of the rebellion. Yeah. Oh! I want to bring something up. We're an hour in, by the way.
Okay, we should probably finish up in a few minutes.
Okay, here's my last point. Okay, so after Return of the Jedi, the Empire is in shambles, right?
Yeah.
Darth Vader throws Sidious down that shaft. The Emperor is dead.
Yeah.
In reality, they end the Empire and recreate a galactic republic.
Yep.
However, we get to episode 7. Guess what? There's still a rebellion.
Yeah.
And then the First Order has taken over.
If anything, the First Order should be the rebellion.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Why didn't they do that? Because they're not intelligent. Because the writing is fucked. Because George Lucas sold the rights for $4 billion. Come on, George.
God damn it, George.
Why are you doing this to us?
I have one more point real quick that it just bugs me. I'm like, where the fuck these gold dice come from? They were never mentioned in the originals.
Did they exist in the originals?
No.
They're not even there.
I don't think they're even in the fucking ship in the originals. And then, although apparently he had him before he was even, when he was younger.
Yeah.
And then Force Awakens, these gold dice, I'm going to give them to you. Luke's going to give them to Leia. I'm like, what the fuck are these gold dice? And where'd they come from?
Well,
why are they so important?
You know why?
Why?
Because I want to go buy some gold dice now.
I really don't want to go buy gold dice now.
I'm going to go...
It's pissing me off that they're there.
To the Star Wars store. And I'm going to buy some gold dice for my car. Put them over my rear view mirror. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yep. I hope they're less than $50 because that's my max I'll spend on them.
I wouldn't spend $5 on them.
Well, I also have to get the new BB-8
you really hate on
puzzle.
BB-8.
Fuck BB-8. He's such a fucking childish... It's just... Because he was the most obvious sell merchandise character.
Yeah. That and Porgs.
Oh, no. I'm cutting it off. We're not talking about Porgs. Chewbacca should have cooked that one.
He did cook one of them.
He did.
He just never ate it.
Oh,
because they were like,
pussy.
These fucking Porgs over here making Chewbacca feel bad for eating one of their... Where were they when he was killing their friend and plucking their friend?
Yeah. That was definitely a merch grab.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so don't watch the Super Bowl. Don't watch episode 9.
Don't watch episode 8.
Anything Marvel-esque. Because Disney has ruined everybody's lives.
Disney should stick to cartoons and children's movies.
Oh, yeah, and live-action Aladdin, starring Will Smith. All right. Well, kids... Oh, sorry, yeah, so don't watch any of that shit. And most importantly, the left lane is for passing. Do you have any closing remarks?
I'm good.
All right. Bye.
Deuces.